To our mission briefings, just is meant for that. You know, they are briefing all the latest intelligence update, the risk on the route, where there was some trooping contacts, what was the latest events. So that's all about having the situation awareness. That's the main part of our job, and to actually cope with that, it's also the role of the captain, is to actually decide the way, the trajectory, the timings also. So of course we were really minimizing the risks, and for the pilots it's all about phases, because you're taking off from Tajikistan. Okay, nothing to report. You're doing the cruise. You enter Afghanistan, but you are still way too high for any threat. So at this moment you're just preparing the arrival, but of course it's a kind of between chien and loup in French, saying that you're in a resting phase, or not in busy phase, but at the moment it will begin, there's no time to waste. So at this moment you have just to prepare, so the cognitive pressure or the skills are just rising to be ready for the moment you arrive over Kabul. So it's all about phases, and of course all the steep down, the high steep descent, the operation on the grounds are the risky parts. But once again, it's only a limited amount of time, and after that, once again, you depart. There's risk up to the range of the missiles, then you are safe again. So it's this kind of switch between the phases that you have to handle, but that's also part of the job.
You say the risk, and obviously there was huge risk. I just want to understand if those risks ever became a reality. Obviously not for you, because you're here, but were you witness to when those risks became a reality for other people in your position?
Actually, you know, the self-protection system of the aircraft, depending on those phases, is either put on automatic or manual or half automatic. So we experienced some departure of chef and flares, but you know, it's making some noise because something departing from your aircraft. There's a pyrotechnic booster. You can't actually hear the difference between the chef and flares just be launched for nothing, or the chef and flare are actually deviating any threat. So there was plenty of moments where we chef and flares, but I don't know if it was actually real or not, because at some point the system, the way it was made, can be also tricked by different things, like if you are crossing an aircraft, which really, in some aspect, the fan, the oscillation of the rhythm of the fan can be seen as a reflection of the radar from the aircraft. So there are some technical aspects when you don't really know, but for sure, once again, it's the procedures. You are semi-automatic or manual for the WISO, for the weapon system officer. That's the way. You launch the chef and flares, you make a break, an evasive action, still alive. The system is not responding or it's not actually launching a new alert. Okay, come back to the route, pursue, continue. So that's, I don't know if there was actually a real risk, but for sure we responded the way it has to be.
So you'll never know?
Well, sometimes, but it was prior to my tour. The way to go from, for example, if I did remember well, it was from Kabul to Bagram, which is really, really short. People were using to proceed very low level. But at very low level, of course, you have less risk to be shot by a missile, because it's really hard to engage you and to acquire the target. But you are really much more eager to have any rifles, small guns, things like that. So there's always a balance between the probability and the gravity. and people were using much more this way to go from Kabul to and there were a lot of people being having a rifle on the aircraft, so there were small holes. It was not really a big deal for the aircraft, but it can be a big deal for the crew, of course. So at this moment, due to the number of the times it happened, we changed the profile and finally go high then low, then steep descent. So maybe sometimes there was, but we always try to adapt ourselves to the threat.
Now, you said you went twice,
Mm.
and the second time you went,
Yeah.
you were in a higher position of responsibility. What differences did you see between both of your tours, and did you see the writing on the wall?
Well, I would say that the main difference is that at some point, when on the first tour you're a crew member, so you don't have to think a lot about all the environment. You know, you have a planning, and when it's said you will fly Tuesday and Thursday, Tuesday and Thursday. Okay. So you have a crew life with your crew. Basically, you're all doing all together. The second time I was in charge of the two, at the end the three crews that had all the three aircrafts, all the mechanics, of course making the maintenance. So at this moment you're also managing the risk for your crews, because at some point it was during winter, and it was really one of maybe the worst winter in Afghanistan since '54. So we experienced something like -19 in the morning, -8 in the afternoon. So
Dear me.
there's some part of the